Hey everybody out there in YouTube land, this is Jake Jaboreli of Jaboreli.com, just a bunch of referral links. So this last week or so, I've been working on a lot of different coins to try to figure out what's practical. I keep being led back to what's the easiest way of doing this. I can definitely tell you, what I do is not the easy route. I'm always curious about how things work, and I like to present those in my videos. If you've been watching at all, you probably know that. I want to bring the best solutions to my viewers, and I'm always looking for a better answer. Sometimes the easier answer is the better answer. That sounds more like Occam's razor, but I'm not always sure that it will continue. I watched a video from another fellow YouTuber who's also into crypto, Crypto Insight. And Crypto Insight has a lot of different miners. His channel's a little bit bigger than mine. He's been doing this a bit longer. Well, YouTube at least. I saw when this product, the CryptoMine, came out, or CoinMine came out. It's this tiny little slim computer. It was $800 at the time, and I wasn't really into the idea of buying one. I like to build my own computer, so it seemed more practical to build my own. This computer has an fairly weak Intel processor and a pretty decent video card in it, and an emphasis on trying to make sure that those devices are as quiet as possible, since I think the general idea of CoinMine is to make it as simple as possible, per this example they give here. Buying a CoinMine computer is very simple to set up. It's just an internet connection and a power jack. 0 hours setup, 0 hours maintenance. Yeah, that's accurate from the reviews I've read. Whereas building your own computer can definitely take a lot more time. Setup, trying to figure out all the parts you need. Yeah, I wouldn't say that this is entirely accurate. Probably not 50 hours of setup. Probably more like, at least for me, it's like 3. Hours of maintenance? No, I don't think this is accurate, but they're trying to point you to this direction. And honestly, I would probably tend to agree with them. That's what I'm going to compare here today. So here's my cryptograph box. It's currently running on Nicehash. I was running on Swamp for the last week. I set that aside. That's a different video. But you can see here, it's making about 6,000 Satoshis a day. That tends to be accurate. Whatever it is that Nicehash is mining, it tends to crank out. Sometimes it goes below 6,000, sometimes it goes above 6,000, but it tends to average out to that amount. So, and they do pay out all the time, constantly paying out. Same thing goes here with CoinMine, but they pay out in Satoshis, and their payback, CoinMine's payback, I think they show it down here at the bottom, based on the price of Bitcoin, how long will it take? This is pretty close to the price of Bitcoin right now. You'll make $300 a year at this price. 5 years, you'll double the price of the device you bought. Because there's ROI, but let's assume the machine lasts that long. Then yes, you'll probably get your money back within 3 to 5 years, which is a typical ROI. That sounds about right. Not a lot of people have $700 to just drop on something. So I completely understand why most people wouldn't go that direction. You just go with what you have. Do what you can with what you do, with what you can do. I bought this machine expecting that CryptoTab would give me a lot more money, and it didn't. My loss, but your gain. You don't have to make that mistake. But what I'm going to show you here with this little chart here is based on what Crypto Insight said about his machines. Now, he bought 3 CoinMine devices, and you can get them at a discount if you buy more than one. So I'm going to do a little bit of the calculator math here. Each box is $700, so if you bought 3 of them, that'd be $2,100. Minus 10% would be $1,890, so that would average out to $630 per box. Now, regardless of this price, let's just say we bought 1, which is what this chart up here shows. One coin miner costs $700. At the current price, which is close to that estimate here, $9,100 US. How long would it take you to make it back? Now, first you need to know what can the coin miner give you, right? I'm going to use Crypto Insights example. He has 3 devices, which took him 2.5 months, or 75 days, to make 1 million Satoshis. Now, if just a reference so that you know what 1 million Satoshis is, $90 US. So, in order to figure out what you need, you're going to need about 6.3 million Satoshis to just get back to $700 US. And I did this little calculation here to show how long it would take. Now, my Ryzen 9 machine, this thing, cost $700. CoinMiner cost $700. So they both take the same amount of Satoshis, 6.3 million Satoshis, at the current price. It'll be less if the price goes up, it's more if the price goes down. My cryptograph, as you can plainly see, makes pretty close to 6,000 Satoshis a day. So it will take 43 months to repay its cost. CoinMine makes on average 45. Now I'll show you how the math works. Use the calculator here to show how that comes about. So he did 1 million Satoshis in 2.5 months, which is 75 days. And he had 3 machines working on it. So we're going to figure out per machine per day, what's the output. That's basically 3 times 75. 3 times 75 is 225, so let's divide by the total. So it comes out to about what I put here, 4,500 Satoshis a day. That's the average. Okay, I'm only using his example to show what the average would likely be. It could be higher, it could be lower, but the average came out to 44, well, in this case, 44,444. I'm rounding up to 4,500 to give us a simple number to work with. Let's say if we put that in there, what would it actually be? Yeah, a month longer. So it's not that much different. So my machine, which costs this much, puts out this. His machine, or one of the machines he bought, this. Now he paid, like I said, $630, right? So if we drop it down, still doesn't do it as fast. And he got 3 of them. So let's figure that out. 1890, right? Oh, now we're gonna boost the total number per day. And gotta figure that in my head. 4.5 times times 3, 13. So it'd be 1350. Same number of time. So yeah, it'll still take this much. I'll be getting 18,000 Satoshis a day. I'll be getting 13,500 a day. And in how many months? How long would it take me to get to 1 million Satoshis? On my current output, 55 days, 2 months. So not 2.5 months, or slightly less than 2 months. At this point, it sounds like this one's the faster one, but this is the easier one. CoinMine, as I said before, it makes it super, super easy for you to mine any one of these devices. You can put them almost anywhere. I mean, honestly, I'm considering buying one myself just so I can see how it works. I will say that another YouTuber, you may have seen him if you're watching crypto videos on a regular basis, his name is Vosk, V-O-S-K. He did a review on the CoinMine and said it was not practical because he pays a higher rate for electricity. One thing is to consider in this, and I didn't write that down on this, is that my machine takes 185 watts, and this one on average takes 160. So it definitely takes less power to do this. And if your power usage, or how much it costs for power where you live, is really high, it may not be practical at all to do either one of these. Mine is this much per kilowatt hour. This is actually watts, so it would be more like this would be equivalent. This is number of kilowatts. I'm not going to do the calculations here, but just to put it in relative perspective, this is how much the device is, and this is how much I pay. Basically comes out to something like $5 a month for running the machine nonstop. And that's probably pretty close to this one. Now, if you're paying closer to what Vosk is paying, he's paying more like 0.12 per kilowatt hour, which means that his costs are roughly well, not quite a third, yeah, close to a third higher than what I'm paying, or yeah, it's a third, or 30% more for his electricity than what I pay for mine. And if yours is, 0.03, well, then you're off the chart, and it's definitely practical for you to go with that. Much, 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 much cheaper than what I'm paying. I've noticed that in northern United States, like Seattle, Oregon, Montana, and anything in Canada is always going to be paying for less because their power comes from hydrogen dams that are very inexpensive to operate. So electricity is all very cheap, and that's actually where a lot of mining operations go on. The bigger mining companies in the world are all up there in the northern North American states and or nations. It's just cheaper. It's just a practical sense. If you're going to make a business out of it, you might as well go where it's colder and power's cheaper. So where I live, and it's not practical for me to move, that's my cost. Do I make more than I produce? Yes. Not much more, but more. But then it comes down to, what's your motive? Is your motive just for making Bitcoin, just for keeping Bitcoin? Well, then you probably don't care what the cost is at all. So in any case, I'm doing more with the same priced machine. Back to the originals here. But this is easier. This is not easier. This takes more time to figure out how to set up. I mean, I could make videos on how to build a computer to show people how to do that if you were looking to save money, but you're not going to save much. So honestly, the CoinMine idea is pretty simple. Now, I will say, a person in any country, and I know people outside the US watch my videos, can easily build a Ryzen 9 3900X machine for themselves, whereas you can't buy a CoinMine machine outside the United States and Canada. So that's out. If you're not in the US, I guess a person in the US could buy one and ship it to you, but you couldn't buy it directly from the company. That's just not a possibility right now. So it's interesting to me that this kind of methodology, like I have to manually switch it up for mine. This makes it easier because it's just a simple change on your phone, you're done. I would argue that CoinMine is a better option just because it's easier. But if you're interested, like I am, in figuring out how things work, then doing something like Nicehash or doing Swamp Coin or doing Nimcoin, which I'm going to talk about in my next video, is definitely a better way to go. And that's just, like I said, my opinion, but that's because I'm interested in coin. I'm interested in learning about different coins and what I can make. And just as a teaser to the next video, yes, over the last 10 days, actually I think 8 days, I've made just north of 1,500 Swamp Coin, which, if I can get the right price for it, then therein is the difficult part, could be worth more than when I'm mining out of Nicehash. So anyways, that's it. Just making this simple comparison between CoinMine and Nicehash on the same power system. I hope you guys liked this video. If you did, we're still doing the giveaway at 500 subs. I'm getting there. We're almost to 300. Thanks for all the thumbs up. Thanks for all the comments. I really appreciate everyone's contributions to my channel, and I'll see you in the next video.